All right, what's good, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Wrestling with If Things. And please don't forget to hit the subscribe button to keep up with all our interviews and conversations on the hottest topics in the pro wrestling world. We are joined today by a very special guest. I'm so excited to pick his brain and hear his analysis today. We are joined by the host of the Real Black Couch Booking YouTube channel, Kai. Kai, thank you for joining us. How are you today, man?
Hey, man, I'm doing good. I'm happy that y'all got me here on this channel, man. I'm definitely always willing to collab and work with whoever want to talk wrestling. So I was already down from the jump. So I definitely appreciate it, though.
Feel you. Appreciate it. It's always nice to meet
Appreciate you, bro.
like-minded folk like yourself.
Right.
Let's get right into the first topic. Bobby Lashley, of course, recently didn't get renewed. His contract didn't get renewed with WWE. It's looking pretty much inevitable that he's going to AEW since Shelton Benjamin and MVP are there. He recently had a virtual signing with WrestleFest, and I'm going to read a quote by him that I thought was very, very fascinating. Bobby Lashley said it was kind of a spit in the face, referring to the Hurt Business's treatment. We were never in front of a live crowd during the pandemic. A lot of guys sat at home and said, I'm not going to do this or that. And it was us saying, it's work. We're going. We did everything. We were on the half of the show most of the time. We came out of the pandemic and people started resurfacing. And I'm like, oh, I'm ready to work. What about the guys who were putting the time in during this dangerous time? We got overlooked. That was a little bit of a spit in the face. I think we could have come back and done some big things together. They just didn't want us. Different strokes for different folks. Different people like different things. When the regime changed, the regime wasn't too high on me at all. And we're definitely not high on MVP and Shelton Benjamin. So, Kai, I know we're just getting to talk wrestling really for the first time. Just to catch you up, Bobby Lashley personally was my favorite wrestler for the last 4 years. So I was a little hurt when he didn't get renewed with WWE. Guys, what are your thoughts on what he just said about the Hurt Business? I'm going to start with you, Kai. What are your thoughts on what he said? And do you think WWE could have gave the Hurt Business a more fruitful time to run while we had an audience out there?
Yeah, so stuff like this I talk about often on my channel.
Love it.
It's like you don't reward the people who put in the work for you. So like a guy like Bobby Lashley, everything that he's done all the years throughout his career, WWE, TNA, MMA, you have a legit machine. And then you actually gave him something that changed his whole personality. I never saw Bobby Lashley with a suit. I never saw Bobby Lashley doing big business because I didn't see what him and MVP was doing in TNA. I wasn't really locked in like that. So for me, that was the first time I ever seen it. So I'm like, all right, cool. But then WWE, they can't walk and chew gum at the same time. They said, nah, bro, we got to go with the bloodline. Sorry. Even if the new regime liked it, they can't do both at the same time, which I don't understand why, because eventually you had Judgment Day and Bloodline at the same time.
Yep.
Business on Raw. You put the Bloodline on SmackDown. That's an easy fix to me. But I gave them the benefit of the doubt when they started doing the stuff with the Street Profits and Bobby Lashley. I'm like, all right, this is the payback. I'm like, you ain't give me what I wanted. So they're probably like, nah, we got you. We're going to put you with the Street Profits, two guys who have even a higher profile. So then that should work out for you. And then you seen what happened with that as well. So I'm not mad at them, bro. People always think that when people leave and they shoot on WWE that they're just this disgruntled, angry, whatever. But at the end of the day, bro, I think that Bobby Lashley was justified. He should be able to say whatever he wanted to say because he should have been treated the same way Brock Lesnar was. Because
yes,
he's better than Brock Lesnar because he actually had a winning MMA record. So I'm gonna just go and say that.
That's controversial, that last one, but that's good analysis right there. And I I agree with pretty much all that you said. I think he can go with anybody in the ring. He looks like a Greek god carved out of marble. He had MVP to do all the heavy lifting promo wise. It was the perfect presentation, and I think they could have made something out of having the Street Profits and maybe made a reinvented Hurt Business, but for whatever reason, they didn't seem that interested. Sammy, what's your take on this?
So, guys, I like what both of you were saying, and I definitely agree with the both of you if we're talking about Bobby Lashley as a talent. But let me just bring the elephant out of the room, right? Because I feel like you guys are tiptoeing and you guys don't want to go at it directly, right? Let's look at this from a Vince McMahon's lens for just 1 second, right? Bobby Lashley should have known better. Come on now, Dave, me and you've been speaking about this for a long time. When it comes to the black athletes in the WWE umbrella, there's always been something where they gotta go harder, go more extreme, get themselves on the line a little bit more in order to really get that just due. You see, I like what Kai said with the whole bloodline situation, but the bloodline, what we gotta understand is they're always gonna have a special place in the WWE heart because of Alpha, Sika, The Rock, you know what I mean, Rikishi, David, Yokozuna. You know what I mean? Like they're always gonna have those Samoans are always going to have a special place.
Got the bloodline hoodie on.
But when it comes to these black talents, they're not gonna have that same type of special place. I think Bobby should have known that. He's been in this game for how long now? 20 years? 20 years? Like, come on now. He should have known what the deal is, man. He should have known that the Hurt Business was just an experiment and the bloodline was like a newborn baby. They were going to treat that with gold. They wasn't going to treat the Hurt Business with gold. And I'm confused why Bobby Lashley didn't see this coming. That's really my stance.
I hear you, but I'll say this before we move on. I think Bobby Lashley, genuinely, I think he thought in his mind that Vince McMahon like really cared about him because of how he was presented when he first got to WWE. Bobby Lashley, red hot. He now, I think putting the ECW title on him was some BS, but he still made him look like very
made it work.
Next one, so once he came back, he was like, "Oh, I'm about to get WWE championships off the jump." You know what I'm saying? I proved myself. I was US champion, ECW champion, and all this. And I think a lot of them really take that Vince McMahon relationship like to the heart because behind the scenes, Vince McMahon with certain talent, it seemed like, oh, he really invested. But then at the end of the day, he said, "Listen, I'm gonna do what gets me heat, and I'm gonna do what's best for business." And he was just like, in Roman Reigns, he had to make it work. So Bobby was just, I'm sorry, it is working with you, but I gotta make this work, bro, before anything else. So he probably just took it personally. You know what I'm saying?
Quick side note, Kai. Let me ask you this: the landscape of the black talent right now, how do you feel like it is?
I'll be honestly, I don't think it's great because
not right. Yeah.
What it's looking like to me is that people have been saying is that NXT looks like the place for the black people.
Right.
People think it's a good thing. It's not good because that means if NXT is the only place where black people, Javon, Trick Williams, we got the Jada Parkers, now Lash Legends, Carter Jackson up, but they was cool when they was there for a little bit. If you get over there, I can't see a Trick Williams getting the same opportunity as a Braun Breaker once he gets to the main roster. And that's just that. And then you look at the main roster, that speaks for itself. Street Profits, they lose every big match.
Every time, yeah.
Then they get a segment where they do, like last week, right? They had the segment on SmackDown where they asked the bodyguard, "Hey, bro, you seen that? Who won?" DIY won. Get out of here, bro. And then I'm thinking, all right, they're going to interfere in the DIY versus Motor Machine Guns, and they're going to turn heel this week. Nothing happened. So they have cool things, and then nothing comes from it. So it's probably a start-stop thing. But yeah, it's terrible right now. I don't even know who's a black person that's on Raw right now.
And you can keep, you can keep going. Bianca Belair. The air's been out of that bubble for a while. Jade Cargill.
Yep.
The air's been out of that bubble for a long time.
Well,
we can keep going, Dave.
Hold on, I'll give a tiny bit of pushback with Bianca Belair and Jade. I do think they are kind of pulling back to add value to the women's tag division. And the women's tag division finally has a little bit of momentum, a little bit.
But Bianca Belair, I know they're trying to build Jade Cargill up through Bianca Belair.
Yes,
it's not working. Belair,
she should be getting what the treatment that Rhea Ripley is getting. I've never seen Bianca Belair beat up 4 people by herself, and she's stronger than Rhea Ripley. So,
right,
like,
better athlete.
I don't get it, but
that's a fact. That's a fact. No, I think you guys make some great points. If you think about it, there's the most prominently featured black person that I could think of on the top of my head right now is Carmelo Hayes, and he's kind of a newcomer on the SmackDown roster. Mm-hmm. He's having a good best of 7 series, and he's in the U.S. title picture with LA Knight. But I can't really think of a black person off the top of my head that's at least ascending or in something important. I mean, there's the New Day storyline where there's friction there, but no, you guys make a good point, man. There's a very odd pattern of no black people are being thrown enough of a bone. And just to end on the Lashley note, it's just I just don't get it, because he checks all their boxes. I know it's a bad word to bring this man up, but to me, he's a talent that Vince McMahon actually booked really well that Triple H didn't know what to do with. And I get it. I do think overall Triple H is doing a better job with the presentation and making changes, but I think this is just a testament that Vince McMahon isn't all bad with booking, because he knew how to present Bobby Lashley. He let the Hurt Business run. He let Bobby Lashley be that 2-time WWE champion. He protected him. So it goes to show you that Vince McMahon creatively isn't 100% always the big bad wolf that people like to map him out to be.
His formula works. It works. It works. A lot of people try to act like it doesn't work just because of all the background noise that's going on. But listen, man, it worked for 40 years. Mm-hmm. Now let's not have amnesia and act like it never works.
Right.
Come on now. He knows how to. When Vince McMahon sees somebody that's carved out of granite, he is gonna display that dude front and center. Mm-hmm. Once he sees somebody that looks like a literal action figure, like he's gonna do something with that person. Triple H, I hate to say it, it seems like he's finicky with those kind of guys.
Mm-hmm.
Austin Theory, Street Profits, Vince McMahon booked them way better than Triple H.
Agreed. Yes. Austin Theory's another big one. Yeah.
Yes.
And Triple H made those guys. So I'm like, damn, the people you made, you can't even. I'm like, that's crazy, bro.
Yeah, that's a fact, bro. But yeah, we'll leave that on there. I want to move into something else, man. I really can't wait to hear what you guys say. And you brought up Rhea Ripley, and I think that's the perfect segue. We see almost every week on Raw, she's either bidding up loads of male security guards, she's beating up packs of men, she's beating up Dominik Mysterio, she's slamming grown men outside, body slamming them. This makes me wonder. I want to go 2 ways with this. First, there's a rumor that WWE's interested in an intergender match of Dominik versus Rhea Ripley. Let's start here. Do you guys want to see that?
Absolutely.
I'm with you.
Absolutely not. For the main reasons is this, right? So number one, I want Dominik to actually get out of this. Like I like the stuff with Liv Morgan. I do, because I'm that's my New Jersey queen. I'm a Jersey native, so I got to look out for her. But Dominik should be bigger than what he is. When you have somebody with all that heat that can't even talk on the mic, you're supposed to take that and run with it. Elevated him. More heat would have been Dominik costing Jey Uso the belt, something. So Dominik was not benefit from Rhea Ripley whooping his ass. So that's number one. And then number 2 is y'all don't know how to do intergender matches. It's not going to be a match. It's going to be her beating up on him.
Exactly.
It's not going to do anything. Like Chelsea Green used to literally fight men like in matches outside of WWE and going crazy. So if you do something like that and shock me, then I'll be with it. However, he's still not going to win. even if they let him do some offense, he's gonna lose regardless. And then be like, well, Dom never been like that. If Dominik isn't afraid to go against Gunther, why is he about to lose to Rhea Ripley?
Mm-hmm.
Like that just don't make sense. Like they won't use logic. If it was a logical reason why they would do that, then cool. Or you tease it in a match about to happen, and then Raquel and Liv come out and beat Rhea up or something like that. I'll be cool with that, but I don't want to watch that, bro.
You want to know something? I actually kind of do want to see it, because if they're really serious about heading WWE in kind of a different direction, right?
Mm-hmm.
Trying to grab that attitude era feel again, right? Why not use this as a start? Let Dominik gain some crazy heat by doing something unexpected to Ripley. If we're really gonna get into the selling point that this is different now, right? That we're really different. We're going on Raw. We're going on Netflix. So we're about to step into a new realm. Why not actually let Dom do something to Rhea Ripley that we wouldn't actually normally see? Let him hit him with his finisher on a table or something. Slam her on the announce table. Why not?
But are they gonna do it?
I'm not confident in them doing it.
But if we're going to Raw Netflix, why not?
That's a fair point. No, that's fair.
Well, you see what I'm saying? Like, why not? Let's shock the world for real. Let's really put a shocker out there. I do agree with you guys, though. I do see them leaning more into the cheesy route of having him kind of run away from her and do some silly stuff. I do agree with you guys on that. But I'm saying if Raw Netflix is really going to be some new thing, let's really make it new.
Yeah, that's a good take. No, I'm not big on intergender matches, but I will say this. If there's ever a storyline that it would make sense with Dom and Rhea Ripley, because everybody just loves to see Dominik get beaten or get punishment in some way. Yeah. But I see what Kai's saying. I don't have faith in WWE, which is kind of the second part I wanted to analyze with you guys. I don't see faith in WWE making it a match. I think they'll make it where, Dominik will try to roll her up. He might do some harmless thing like, move out the way, let her hit the turnbuckle. Like, he's not going to super kick her. He's not going to 619 her. They're not going to let a woman. Hold on. I'm not saying that. Listen, I think if you're going to make the match, let them have a match like Eddie Guerrero in China back in the day. Yeah. I agree. But if you're going to half-ass it and let Dominik be the coward and let Rhea Ripley mop the floor with him, I don't want to see that. I want to see, and listen, I know this is pro wrestling. I know it's predetermined, but I want to see a man be a man and actually defend himself if you're going to put him in that situation. And Sammy, you said it. I love the idea of doing something shocking like a table spot, but again, I'm not confident in their ability to do it. But let's attack the real elephant in the room. 2024 society, can they handle, even in a predetermined wrestling match, can they handle seeing a man put a woman through a table or super kicking a woman or 619 a woman? Do y'all think they could handle that without the company getting huge backlash? Exactly.
I think that the core fans like us, I think we would enjoy it. And then look, the video ain't even come out yet. People are writing in the comment section, you enjoy? You see what I'm saying? It's like they would have to pick their battle on that one. Like, do we want to? Because I can't see a world where Rhea and Dom lock up and he just. And people are not. What? He just punched her in the face? Like, his offense will have to be a push, a slam.
Exactly.
But if they do something where they throwing hands like this, one, that's gonna make him look weak as hell. Because why are you not knocking her out and you're a grown man hitting on her? And then it's gonna make her look strong to the point where like you got two different two demographics. You got the hyper masculine male demographic. Then you got the super feminine feminist demographic. The hyper demographic was gonna be like, oh y'all, what? This is what WWE is now. Y'all woke. That's why we ain't gonna see Madam Web. Blah blah blah. Then the women gonna be like, you see, this is what WWE do. First they wasn't doing the black women right, and now y'all letting men beat up on women. So they would just have to choose if they want to deal with that. Which if I was part of creative, I'd be like, just go for it, bro.
Same.
Randy Orton versus Rhea, I know for a fact they will let Randy Orton get off, but since it's Dom, I don't think they're gonna let it happen.
Right. That's a good point. If it was Randy, they'll let Randy get that RKO off because he RKO'd Nia Jax a few years ago. But then they're not gonna let Dom actually defend himself.
So we can't at least see a frog splash from the top buckle.
I think that could work. I think that
we can't at least see something like that, like lay her on the table flat.
That might be a good compromise.
We lay her on the table flat or lay her on the announce table and just jump. Why can't we at least see something like that? Let's see some impact like that.
But Raquel would have to beat her up first, and then
yeah. They would frame it that way. They would frame it the woman did the big damage, and then he did it.
Yeah. I agree with that. But at least if we can see a frog splash through a table, at least he gets something from that. I don't want this match to take place and he gets nothing. He's just a prop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
And, you like let him do something so we at least remember him.
That's some good heat, though.
That's great.
It's great heat. A frog splash from the top buckle.
But
think about that.
Don't do that. Let's say they put the match for PLE at Survivor Series. They're gonna make a big thing about it. The first time in their history since the last couple of years, we're gonna have a man. They're gonna have to get political. A person who identifies as a man versus a person who identifies as a woman. And then the match, that would be some good heat, though. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
This man would do it. This man would have did it. I don't know about Triple H.
Exactly. I'm gonna come right out and say it. It bothers me that they present it now. Back in the day, Eddie Guerrero would actually wrestle with China and defend himself, vice versa. It bothers me now that in a professional wrestling context, that men can't defend themselves and they let a woman slam them and throw them around. It's like either go all in or don't touch it. That's where I'm at with it. Because no grown man that's 200 pounds is gonna let Rhea Ripley just slam him and never retaliate. So if they do this, I think you guys laid out some great ideas. If they go through with this, that frog splash, the more I think about it, the more I'd like to see.
What better heat would that be? What better heat would that be? That's old school heat right there.
Yeah, that'll make people cry in the audience. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like if we're gonna let somebody be healed, let's turn that knob all the way to 1,000.
Right.
Like what's the point of him going in there just being a prop and getting nothing out of it?
Agreed. Yeah. Maybe the only little hope I got is I think it was I want to say maybe 2019, but the last time we actually seen a man do a move on a woman that looked a little painful was when Baron Corbin did the end of days to Becky Lynch in the mixed tag match with Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch versus Baron Corbin and Lacey Evans. He did hit her, Becky Lynch, with the finisher. It got great heat from the crowd. It was a shocking moment.
I remember that.
So maybe that's a little glimmer of hope right there if this happens. Speaking of backlash, let's go into the controversial line Carlito delivered on the latest Monday Night Raw. Adam Pearce was talking to Kairi Sane and Io Sky, who are Japanese wrestlers. As they were leaving, Carlito was entering, and you could tell he kind of ad-libbed the line and said, hey, he looked at them, like what he saw, and said, hey, I got to learn some Chinese. A lot of people, think that's disrespectful because they're Japanese. They're not Chinese. So it's kind of a slap in the face to their culture to some. But, I look at this like, look, when I'm watching wrestling, I'm looking at them as personas and characters. Carlito's a bad guy that says ignorant, silly things, and that's a bad guy saying ignorant, silly things. Do you guys read into this very much, Kai? Do you think this was controversial?
So when I knew I was going to come on here, right, another guy, my guy Ricky the Shadow. We made a video on his channel actually about this topic. Right? It's just funny how people want to go back to that era. That y'all tired of PG, y'all tired of that, but y'all can't even handle this. And this, I thought it was part of the script. I thought it was part of the script because it makes sense for him. He's a doofus. He's a heel doofus in the Judgment Day. And now his gimmick is I'm horny for women. So he's horny for Raquel. He saw the two women of Asian descent. And I thought it was very smart and comical for him to say, I gotta learn Chinese. And then Adam, he looked at Chris like, and Adam was like, yeah, oh yeah, they're Japanese. No, I'm like, bro. And then once I saw the backlash, I thought it was a joke. Like I thought people were playing around. I didn't know people were really upset about that. And then I said, let me go around. I don't never watch other people's YouTube videos that unless I know who you are as far as wrestling goes, that I don't want to take nobody's ideas unless I know who you are. I watched another channel. I'm not gonna say what it is, and I watched a little bit of what they were saying. I was like, yo, you can't be that ass. Come on, this is disgraceful. This is discriminatory. This isn't bad taste. I'm like, bro, are you serious? But Vince McMahon was calling us the N-word. But Triple H went to a stand ran by a guy who was Hindu or Indian, and he was making fun of him. Triple H did blackface. What this is WWE came out with that statement. They said, yeah, we didn't know that was going to happen. That wasn't part of the script. He went into business for himself. I'm like, of all people, if I was Triple H, I'd be like, bro, don't put out no statement, bro. Because this is what could happen. If people dig back into what I was doing and I run creative now, they're going to be like, bro, you got some damn nerve, bro. Stop it. Like, I'm like, yo, people too soft, bro. That was a good joke. I'm sorry. I thought it was funny.
It was very clever and well-timed.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree 100%. Kai. This is exactly why, even though they keep trying to sell us that, we're getting that attitude era feel again, we're getting this again. This is why it always gets pulled right away from us. Because if somebody can't make something simple like that, very simple, and that's not, I wouldn't even call that a jab. That's like a pinch. Like that's literally like a pinch. Like compared to all the stuff we've seen in the ruthless aggression time and all the stuff we've seen in the attitude era time, man, that's a pinch, man. And Carlito, I want to give him credit because he's one of the few people that can get away with a witty line like that.
Yeah.
He's one of the few people that can slide that in there, and it's so smooth the way he just gets it off because he's known for the funny comments, like you said earlier, Dave. We seen it back in the day before he used to spit the apple in people's face. He used to always have a good remark ready for them. Why not? Let's bring more of this out there. And this is the funny thing too. I thought going into Netflix, all the rules and all the restraints would be taken away because, as you guys know, Netflix, when you make a deal with them, it's kind of more of your decision. It's not, you don't have to deal with so much of the, TV sponsors, TV rating people, the boards, all those things. I thought they was going to pull it off and go full steam ahead. This kind of gives me one of those reluctant feels. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I think we're going to see more cheesiness. It just gives me that idea in my head, man.
Yeah, that's definitely valid. I agree with you. This is nothing compared to what we used to see. Kurt Angle stalking women. We used to see, like you said, Triple H in blackface. We used to damn near see assault in a adult graphic manner. We saw people getting intimate with dead bodies. Like. We saw some wild things. This is nothing, man. But it's like I want to criticize WWE. I want to criticize WWE, but I it's hard to when there's always this vocal internet that always tries to suck the fun out of when they let people cook this way. So it is a tough spot to be in. I will say this. I don't think long term it's gonna affect Carlito. I don't think they're gonna read much into it. No. It was just one little moment that he ad-libbed. I don't think it's gonna be a big deal out of it. But honestly, this move to Netflix and Monday Night Raw, I don't expect it to be the Attitude Era, but I do expect it to be a little bit looser. They have been a little bit looser, to their credit, with a little bit more blood, letting them, be a little bit more violent in the Hell in the Cell, letting, the curse words happen organically in the right moments. So they've been looser in that respect. I don't understand why just saying I got to learn Chinese is where they draw the line. It's a little confusing. Yeah. So I can make a guy bleed. I could call him a bitch. I could say I'm gonna kill him, but I can't say I want to learn a language so I can holler at this woman. Like, it was a joke.
And now that not just that, Dave, wasn't these the same people a couple years ago who was letting Bobby Lashley, the guy we talked about, sleep with someone's wife?
Yeah. Not too long ago.
That I could have sworn that was like 2 years ago when they were really, really PG.
Exactly.
So, well, I can't say that I want to learn some Chinese. Man, if I was Carlito, I would honestly turn my papers in, man.
You wildin', Sammy.
I would turn my papers in.
Sammy's always wildin'.
Put my 2 weeks notice, man. I'm serious. I'm putting my 2 weeks. I don't want to stay in a company like that.
I said this. I'm said those same people, if y'all outraged over this, y'all better not watch Crown Jewel. Y'all better not watch Crown Jewel because y'all are watching somewhere where if the women show a little bit of skin, that they get penalized to the harshest degree.
Yeah.
So y'all are the same ones that he can't say, I should learn Chinese. The Crown Jewel ratings better be all the way damn low because that is ridiculous, bro. Like, come on now. Y'all, they be picking and choosing, bro. I don't want to hear that, bro.
For real. Picking and choosing.
Did y'all see a poster for Crown Jewel?
I think I did see it.
I didn't.
They painted Lash Legend's skin the same color as her, like because she never wore something that was covering up everything. So they had to paint her skin green so that it wouldn't be revealing on the poster. But if that's not an issue though, but I'm like, y'all got it, bro.
Wow. I didn't peep that about Lash Legend. Okay, I'm gonna have to peep that.
I'm gonna watch Crown Jewel because I don't care, but it don't affect me. But still, like,
I feel you. Speaking of Crown Jewel, well, this is somewhat relation to one of the biggest wrestlers on the card, but a couple weeks ago, there was a promo where between Gunther and Goldberg, and it seemed very spontaneous for them to do it at the last premium live event at Bad Blood. It was live in Georgia. That's Goldberg City. And I thought it was an entertaining segment, especially Gunther saying, a couple weeks ago, I lied when I told Bret Hart Goldberg was my favorite of all time. And he's like, I'm the best in the world. I might got 3 minutes to spare to face you. I think Gunther's just been killing it verbally. There's rumors that this match could potentially happen. Kai, I know where Sammy stands, but I have to hit you first. Do you think Gunther retiring Goldberg could be good for Gunther's persona and character going forward?
Oh yeah, that'd definitely be good for him. I mean, I like Gunther, and I think he's stamped already.
For sure.
People are looking too forward to the end of the reign, but I've personally been enjoying the reign. Especially,
I love it.
I think Cody Rhodes has brought out, and people don't give Cody Rhodes credit for this, I think Cody Rhodes has brought out some great stuff with Gunther. So I'm actually looking forward to that. I never look forward to Crown Jewel, but this match card this year is pretty good.
It is pretty good.
I'm looking forward to that. I think, yes, they should do that for sure. And of course, Gunther, listen, this ain't Vince McMahon. If it was Vince McMahon, I'd say it would be a great chance that Goldberg will actually win. But no, he's not going to win. But if you're going to do it, I think you should do it as soon as possible. Don't let Gunther hold the belt to WrestleMania and I see Gunther versus Goldberg for 4 minutes. I'm cool off that. It's going to be a less than 7-minute match because Goldberg got 3 moves. So I'm with it though. That should be the opener for whoever PLE is going to be on. That should be the opener for sure, and it'll help Gunther out even better.
I'm not with it at all. I'm not with it. I think Gunther's too good for this. I think Goldberg, we all know he's probably the most unsafest wrestler that ever.
Oh, come on!
I mean, yeah.
I mean, Dave, give me other names. Give me some other names, man. Like he might be at the top of that list. So because we have such a great champion like Gunther, don't even put him in that situation. I don't even think you should waste his time. You know, Goldberg might end up hurting him on that jackhammer because he can't hold him no more. He might end up sparing him a little too hard, not knowing his own strength. Like I don't think you should do it. I think feed that to the up and coming mid carders like Braun Breaker,
That would be great. I was about to
Bronson Reed.
Reed, yeah.
Maybe you could switch up Uncle Howdy and make Uncle Howdy gain some heat off of him or something like that. But I wouldn't put Gunther's. He's too above this. He's just too above it. Too above it.
Listen, I hear you, Sammy. Those are valid criticism. We know Goldberg has historically not known his own strength. He kicked Bret Hart square in the face by accident and ended his career. We understand
millions.
We understand this. On the flip side to that, man, I'm just thinking, I agree with Kai. I think Gunther's certified, but I think it adds a feather in his cap and adds a nice bonus if Goldberg puts him over nicely, and Gunther can now be able to say, look, I am the man that retired the man with one of the largest winning streaks in the history of wrestling, of course, when he was in his prime. And I think the internet has gotten very comfortable just disrespecting Goldberg. Look, he's not in his prime. He's old. We understand this, but the name Goldberg still sells tickets. The name Goldberg still draws attention, and I do think putting him on a card, whether you wanted to do it at a premium live event or whether even if you wanted to maybe save it for a Raw on Netflix, I think it draws attention and it draws money. And this is about drawing money. And let's be honest, I'm going to be fair. Maybe this is just me and I'm okay with that. But a lot of the greats from the 90s, we don't have them for too long left. So if we're going to get this last one from him, I'm just here to savor the last bit of the legends from the 90s, and I think this is a nice way to do it.
Listen, Dave, Kai, step into ownership talk a little bit here. You got a guy like Gunther. He's hot. He's boiling right now. Every match it seems to step in, it seems like a classic. So now, why are we gonna ruin this man's great streak of putting him in there with Goldberg?
Yeah.
You don't think he could pull out a strong 8 minutes out of Goldberg?
That's for sure not going to be a 5-star. No matter, I don't care if Gunther.
For sure, right? For sure.
Do a 450 splash, and it's still going to be a horrible. It's still going to be a horrible.
It's still going to be a horrible match.
Yeah.
like that's what I'm saying. Like let's not even. He's so above this. Let's not even jeopardize him in that type of way.
Yeah, for real. That was the perfect line. It's gonna happen, though.
Even if it's not for the title, it's gonna happen because just because it was brought up. That ain't happen for no reason. Yeah, it's gonna happen.
Even though you don't want it to happen, Sammy, you gotta admit that the way that promo went, it was done effectively for people to at least buy in a little bit, and I will say this: I don't expect it to be a classic when it happens, and we'll see if it's official. But I'm one of those people that doesn't think every match has to be. I really am.
Dave, there's a difference between not being a classic and terrible.
It wouldn't be terrible. I think that's a strong word.
I think that's gonna be terrible, Dave.
Kai, you think it would be terrible?
There's no saving Goldberg, man.
Bro, I don't
think there's no saving Goldberg.
So I'm a little bit. I can't stand Goldberg and Hulk
There's
Hogan.
no saving him, right?
He didn't. What I'm trying to think of. What's the last Goldberg match I watched? He went against the Fiend, right?
Yeah, he did.
He
that
did.
Shit was horrible.
Horrible.
What the hell? Nah.
there's no saving Goldberg. That's what I mean. Like you could throw Goldberg. You can go get prime. You can go get prime Ric Flair, and that's not gonna save Goldberg.
Damn, man.
Like I'm telling you, like every match, you already know how it's gonna go. You know how it's gonna be drawn up. You know he's most likely gonna come at you full steam ahead, spear, jackknife. You know, maybe he'll throw a good couple right hands at you and toss you around a little bit. But that's all he got in him. And it's somebody like Gunther who's been on a streak. You've seen him with Sami Zayn. You've seen him with who was the guy before that? Who was it?
He went against Randy too. He went against
Randy, that was beautiful match too. And ever since he's been champion, like it's been even before he was champion, actually. He's been on a very great streak of great matches.
He's the best he's the best in-ring professional wrestler right now.
I think so. I think so. Yeah. For a full year. I think it's been him. I think it's really been him. Because I haven't seen a match from him that's been at least a little off. Now you throw him in there with Goldberg. Come on.
He gotta do the heavy lifting.
Too much lifting. It's too much lifting.
It's him and Cody about to go crazy.
Yeah.
It's gonna be 10 for 10.
Yeah, that's gonna be wild, man. And speaking of that, let's attack that real quick. I sometimes, I'm not a big fan of the whole champion versus champion thing, but I think they have made this make sense overall. Them fighting for that beautiful crown jewel championship. That's a hell of a looking championship that they put into. Mm-hmm. I think Gunther's gonna win this match, and it's not gonna hurt Cody at all. What y'all think about that? What y'all thinking that goes? I could see Kevin Owens finally snapping and costing Cody this match over here. What y'all think?
I think they're gonna let whoever wins is gonna win clean. I don't think they're gonna have that happen. Only because for the way, like when they do stuff in Crown Jewel, usually it's not really a lot of story matches that go on. It's just matches that you really want to see. And the fact that they actually made something out of this, I think Kevin Owens is going to focus strictly on Randy Orton, and then we'll see what comes from that. But I do think I want Gunther to win. I think he should win because Cody, he's a WWE champion and he got other stuff he could focus on. But to please the crowd, they might let Cody get it because the women's match is two heels going at it. So if you're gonna have two heels winning the same night, just like King Queen in the ring, the only way I would say give it to Gunther and Nia Jax is that builds up the King and Queen of the Ring even stronger because not only did they both win the championships, they both are the champions of Saudi Arabia or whatever. Mm-hmm. So they should, but they probably gonna let Cody.
Yeah. See, I love the whole concept of the match, and this is definitely a dream match that I was looking forward to for a good while, ever since Cody made his return to the company. But how do y'all feel about the concept of the belt, though? Don't you guys feel like it's a little stupid that
it's weird? Yeah,
it's a little bit awkward. That's why I said I'm not a fan.
So how is this gonna work? It can only get defended on Crown Jewel?
I think the way they're presenting it, I don't expect it to be like a defended at each Crown Jewel. I think it's just more, here are two world champions who could win the Crown Jewel title to brag that I was above you on that night. That's the feeling I'm getting.
They're going to keep passing it off. Like let's say Gunther wins and he gets it. He's not going to be champion my next year Crown Jewel. So he's not going to come back and defend it. It's just going to be, all right, whoever the next two champions is, y'all going for it again. Like Gunther going to give the title to
Okay. So it's always going to switch.
I think so.
I think that it's basically like a King of the Ring, but with a championship. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So it's just like a once a year annual thing where now a new person's king. Or okay. Yeah. Because it was a whole weird concept to me to begin with, and I was kind of confused with it the whole time. Like, because I'm thinking if Gunther wins, what does he do? Does he just start holding that belt around and bragging with it? If Cody wins, does he start holding that belt around? Now he has two belts and starts bragging with it. But yeah, I'm gonna lean more towards David's idea. I do think it's going to be an unclean finish because I don't think that either person should be on their back 1, 2, 3 clean right now.
Exactly.
I don't think so because whatever I think we all know that The Rock is looming, right? We might see him January, possibly February. So I think Cody Rhodes needs to look as heroic and strong until he sees The Rock. And then same thing with Gunther because he's just how he's built and how he's structured in the way his attitude and persona is. I just feel like he shouldn't be on his back 1, 2, 3 clean anyway. But yeah, I'm gonna lean more towards your pick, Dave. I think Kevin Owens comes either Kevin Owens or Randy Orton. One of them comes and messes up the day for Cody Rhodes.
Yeah. It
Randy,
feels. What you say, Kyle, on Randy?
so I would like for it to be Randy to throw us for a swerve because
RKO out of nowhere.
Yeah, because honestly, I don't know who's gonna win that match with
Randy. Yeah.
Based off of what Triple H did, which was I was like, that's very weird, but okay, go for it. So Triple H is like, yo, I'm worried for you. I'm like, why are you worried for him for it? It may be actually. So he's saying he worried for Randy because it's not the same Randy. Kevin Owens actually beats Randy, and that forces Randy to go back to the 09 Punk kicking Stephanie McMahon and Randy Orton. So maybe that's the story. Maybe that's
I like that. Yeah. Maybe he has to rediscover that edge. Yeah.
Right.
One thing's for sure, Kevin Owens, I think he's gonna snap pretty soon. That beat down is gonna be for real because Kevin Owens knows how to turn on someone and beat them down real well. And I'm here for it, man. The real Kevin Owens, kind of more Kevin Steen. I'm here for him and Cody in a program, man, where he's a real bad guy. I want to be respectful of time, Kai. I want to end with this. Of course, man, that we're cooking it, and more things are coming to my head as we go. But
I'm good.
Okay. Couple more things. Your gut feeling right now. Obviously, a lot's gonna change between now and WrestleMania. We could realistically get a main event of The Rock and Cody. We could realistically maybe get a Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns Part 3. We can maybe get a triple threat of Cody, Rock, Roman. Your gut feeling right now, what's the main event of WrestleMania 41 Night 2?
It gotta be Rock versus Roman straight up, man.
I agree.
It has to
I agree.
We were supposed to have so this thing about Triple H. I don't know how true it is. That I'm gonna just go with what they're saying is. They're really saying, based on that crowd reaction to The Rock stealing, quote unquote, stealing Cody Rhodes's match from Roman last year, that they really called an audible. If that's really the case, number one, that I'm sorry, bro, that's soft as hell, bro. Like you got to go with what you want to do. You're a creative now. You run. This man would never let nothing like that happen. And at the end of the day, fans aren't always right. I'm not.
They're never.
What they want. You got to give them what you want to give them. You run.
Yeah, exactly.
So you messed up there. So make up for it now. And I made a video, and people was hating me for saying this, man. Even if the title don't gotta be on the line, cool. But then if it's not on the line at the main event WrestleMania, you kind of diminish Cody Rhodes or whoever as the champ. So you want to get real heat, have The Rock beat Cody Rhodes at the Royal Rumble, hold that belt hostage, don't defend it, and say, I'm not even coming on the show. Y'all just gonna be mad. Y'all gonna see me be a satellite with the belt. Give The Rock more heat, build up Roman Reigns even more as a babyface, and then you have Rock versus Roman night 2 for the belt. Roman is now he's finally cheered. People finally love Roman, and now you can see what Roman can do as a face with the WWE Championship. Like that. That's easy. Why not? Cody Rhodes don't got to be champion to WrestleMania. I'm sorry, he don't got to be a year-long champion. We could just get Cody versus Randy without the belt.
I think he does, Kai.
Why?
I think he does. Because for the simple fact, Roman Reigns held us hostage for 4 years.
That's their boy, though. I mean, Roman Reigns, I get it. Cody not really their boy. Cody broke the throne. They broke Cody.
I get it. But man, Roman Reigns, he made everything too suffocated with his reign a little bit, man. I think he has to go on at least more than a year of not having that belt.
I agree with that. Yeah.
He like because you just pulled off a Bruno Sammartino.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. Like, we can't get away with that in this newer era. You gonna have to take a long, healthy break of trying to be creative and have the juices flowing, just being off the belt. And I think Roman could pull it off. I honestly think he could pull it off as a baby face. He does need to end his bloodline stuff off, though.
Oh, yeah.
I think they need to put this in the grave
Mm-hmm.
so that he can go on to some new, bigger and better shit. But man, don't you think it gotta be Rock versus Cody Rhodes after what Rock said to him last time we seen him?
Though?
Rock don't got 2 fights in him. Come on, let's be serious, man.
I think this year he got 2 matches in him. I will say that.
Come on, guys.
Yeah, 2.
Come
Yeah,
on.
2 maybe.
Hey, you really think the Rock can fight at January and then again in April?
Listen, he did go on record since last year and say whether it's a movie set, whether at home, he has a wrestling ring flown in with him everywhere. So he's probably training no matter what he's doing.
Man, don't. I hope y'all not buying this rock bullshit, man.
Listen, like with his workouts, he bullshitting.
He bullshitting, right? Like, come on, let's be serious. We're not gonna focus. The Rock got 1 good match in him per year. We gotta pick one. We gotta figure it out and pick one.
But let me ask you this then. So if that's the case, right? Let's say it's Rock versus Roman, and that's the main event for night 2. So who takes the L then? Because I think CM Punk is going to win that Rumble and challenge whoever for that World Heavyweight Championship. So which champion takes the L and is not the main event? So who's going to be the opener? Like if Cody got to face Randy for just the belt straight up, does he open night 2 and not maybe night 1? If Gunther the world champion or CM Punk Seth, then somebody got to take the L because Roman versus Rock got to be the main event.
I don't think so. I think it gotta be Cody and Rock. It has to be Cody and Rock. They planted the seeds with more ingredients for Cody and Rock.
So but Cody and I'm torn because I agree with Kai that The Rock and Roman is the biggest match for main event night 2.
Eventually,
and we already waited long enough.
Do that next year.
So you're laughing at the thought of Rock giving us 2 matches, but you want us to get a match from him another year older? Yeah, bro.
Listen, you see all the steroids that man's taking? He's good for 1 per year. 1 per year.
I think that we have to get Rock Roman this year. I'm tired of waiting. But at the same time, I don't think Rock Roman needs the championship at all whatsoever when it happens.
No,
but
main event though.
But the more I see it, the more it feels like a triple threat match is more possible than we think. That's where I'm at. Because here's what I'm starting to think. I think maybe the reason why they're dragging the finish of this bloodline thing is because they want it to end with Rock versus Roman, and they want that to be a retirement match, like a real retirement match. That's just what I'm starting to think. Maybe they're stalling it because Rock wants that to be the last complete one. But I think we've waited long enough. It was supposed to happen last year. It was supposed to happen at Hollywood in WrestleMania 38. It's time to do it, man. And I don't think Cody Rhodes, if let's say Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton are for the WWE Championship, I don't think it diminishes them one bit to take a back seat to Roman Reigns and The Rock. I don't think so.
Wait, so hold on, Dave. If you're saying that, then do you think Rock's done with WWE after this 2025? You think he's retiring the same year as Cena?
No, I think whenever we get that Roman Rock, I think it's the final one. I get that feeling.
So why not push that to next year? We know Rock still got more juice in him.
If that's the logic, you got to push that because
that's fair.
You're gonna mess up the John Cena word. That's
what I'm saying,
bro. Nah, you can't do that.
That's what I'm saying. This is 2025 is the year of Cena.
For
That's
sure.
the year of Cena. So we might as well do The Rock and Cody because we already planted the ingredients. We already put some oregano, some crushed peppers on that. So we already got that as a bridge, and we could always have Roman, maybe interfere to set up for next year.
But Sam, I agree with you. Hold on. It don't gotta be the Rock. If the Rock and Roman do go this shit, it don't gotta be the main event. Because I'm actually, y'all brought up now. I'm kind of tired of. They got to get this shit out of the language. Then the language is if you win the Royal Rumble, you're the main event at WrestleMania. So if you have a woman and a man win the Royal Rumble, they should
They're
make
the last match.
And what Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair proved that they should have been the main event at WrestleMania that year because that was one of the best women's matches ever, and that match was better than Sammy's. A tag team match was the main event.
Yeah. That's a fact.
And Kevin Owens, I'm like, bro, y'all bugging out. And maybe they personally, that's why the match is so good. But actually, I would like to see, especially if Rhea becomes world champion, right? And I'm thinking Bianca Belair going to win the Royal Rumble again. If that's the case, and that could be that could be a night one main event match for sure. I don't care who else is on the card. That could be a night.
It can.
Yes, it can.
Hell yeah.
But you guys are forgetting something. I think we're pretty much 100%. There's a lot of moving parts, but I definitely think Bianca and Rhea is main event caliber. But I do think because we didn't get it last year, we're also going to get the CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. I think that's main event night one worthy too.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
It's the question. You know what I'm saying? It's Gunther would have to drop it to Seth then. If CM Punk win the Royal Rumble, if that's the only way you could probably.
I could see CM Punk beating Gunther, but who knows? But I could see that route, and now Seth has to chase CM Punk. I could see it flip that way. But yeah, and whoever Gunther, that's the thing. Gunther's gonna need a worthy opponent too. But
yes, he is.
I don't know. He's another guy that I'm not 100% sure if he'll walk into Mania with the championship.
He should.
He should.
Yeah. He should.
Shit, Dragunov. At least they're going. For sure they're gonna have a good match, but they're just not doing that. Dragunov they're not doing nothing with him, so it will be random. But that could be a great WrestleMania match. Just don't make it the main event. That's like the opener.
Yeah.
Here's another reason. And this is a light reason, but here's another reason why I think The Rock and Cody should be the WrestleMania. Rock has that people's champion. Who do the people love more right now?
That people's champion don't mean nothing, man. I'm tired of him carrying that shit, man.
Listen. Whatever Rock does means the most. So that title is just as important as what's on Cody's. Right?
Man, stop, Sammy. Stop disrespecting this sacred sport, man.
Hey, man, I'm telling you,
stop disrespecting the sacred
sport. The sport. Rock is bigger than the sport.
Nobody's bigger than
Rock
the sport.
Rock is bigger than the sport.
He is.
That's what I'm telling you. So that could be another situation where winner takes all.
Oh, come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
You want to be the people's champion and the WWE champion at the same time? You got to come through Rock.
Yeah, I understand the theory behind that. It's a fair theory, but it's like this is an honorary championship that Muhammad Ali's family handed to him. It's not like this is something that people have been fighting for years. That's why I think that would be a little extra to me. But
it's cherry on top, David. That's just some good cherry on top for Rock and Cody.
I'll just snatch it from him, even if it's not on the line. I'll snatch it after the match. Hold both of them up anyway.
Nah, I feel you. It wouldn't be. It couldn't hurt, but I think it would be unnecessary. But it couldn't hurt anything. But one thing. So gut feeling, you still think Rock Roman, Kai? Or I'm leaning towards triple threat right now. I think I am.
But what? But you have to why would Cody be involved in? Because if Roman or Rock don't win Royal Rumble, you don't have to do that. Cody got a bigger fish to fry. He gonna deal with Kevin Owens. Then he gonna deal with Randy. That could take like the next 3 months to get through the story. Realistically, John Cena, he might give John Cena a match just to have a match, just on some cool. You don't no hills involved. We just do a match. You know what I'm saying? So it can go either way.
For sure. I want to. That's where I was gonna end off. John Cena, Kai. You ain't gonna find a bigger John Cena fan than me, man. I don't know. You can look in any country. I was with this man since 2002 when he was the new guy stepping up to Kurt Angle, man, and then the doctor of thugonomics, and then the face of the company and the greatest of all time that we see today. Who do you think deserves that last WrestleMania match? And please, I'm hoping you don't say Randy Orton, but go ahead. Who you think?
Man, listen, man. The first CD I ever bought in my life was John Cena's album.
Yeah, he went platinum.
I still listen to If It All Ended Tomorrow and Just Another Day.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
So, with that being said, I actually was gonna say Randy could be an option, but the only reason why I was gonna say he could be an option was because I don't want the complete opposite to happen, which is he faces a young guy. I don't want John Cena to put nobody over. People always got to go out on their back.
Oh, you know it's coming.
He don't need to go out on his back, bro. That could end with
it's coming.
Because Kurt Angle losing to Baron Corbin was disgusting to me. I don't care what
Yo, we were talking about that yesterday.
That wasn't disgusting, man. Stop.
That was some nonsense. It didn't do anything for Baron Corbin. It was a waste of Kurt Angle's last match. So realistically, what I would like to see happen with John Cena for his last match is for him to become a Grand Slam champion. It don't got to be Braun Breaker, but whoever got that Intercontinental Championship, they need to lay on their back for John Cena.
No way.
He's not getting 17. He's not getting 17. They're gonna let him in with Ric Flair. Him and Ric Flair tied.
Hey, Kai, you a nice guy. I don't think you get none of it.
Stop disrespecting the GOAT like that, man.
I don't think he get none of it. I think he's gonna lay on his back the same way we seen him with Solo Sikoa.
Damn.
Come on, man. Listen, I like.
You know how Cena gets down, man. He's willing to do it.
I'm about to say, what young guy he gonna put over? Carmelo Hayes? Shit.
Hey, it could be any of them. It could be it could be a Bronson Reed. It could be a LA Knight.
Man,
you pick your litter.
Shit.
I like the idea of him winning the Intercontinental Championship. I don't mind that.
They let Sheamus get it, so you might well let John Cena get the Grand Slam. Might as well.
Yeah. But Kai, I gotta disagree with you. And I know some of my fandom is talking, but stick with me, please.
Oh, stop.
I think this is the last year you got him. You have to, and I get it. Think about what they've been emphasizing to us. Think about the whole arc, man. The WWE's in the storytelling business. What did people always complain about when Cena was in his prime from 2005 to 2016? They used to say, he wins too much. He's always camping. He's Super Cena. And then recently, from like 2017 to now, he's on a losing streak of 1,000+ days. I think WWE is lulling up to sleep that, look, he's putting everybody over. He's on this losing streak. Nobody's expecting him to win anymore. And I think they're going to reinvent it a little bit, and we're going to get a little stretch of Super Cena during this run. And I do think he wins that World Heavyweight Championship. I do think he wins it, even if it's for a week. And I do think him versus Gunther is a worthy WrestleMania 41 Night 1 match. What do you think about that?
But would that count? But like, I understand the World Heavyweight Championship and the WWE Championship,
same lineage.
Count. But would that really, like, I think it would count more if he won the WWE Championship last. Honestly, I ain't gonna lie.
I feel you.
I think it would count more, but that's not gonna happen. So
it's not happening.
Why can't he beat Cody?
I think he'll put Gunther over. I think he's gonna put Gunther over, bro.
Yeah.
Why can't he beat Cody Rhodes?
Because
he can't. Cody's too hot.
Cody not turning heel. WWE.
Exactly.
You don't think they could do baby versus baby?
Nah, that's not interesting enough for WrestleMania.
It's not.
Unless
what?
Give us NWO John Cena, then I'll book it.
It's not.
Heel Cena, I'll go for it, but that's not
That's what I'm
happening.
saying. Yeah,
What if he did?
Somebody has to turn in that picture, Dave. Somebody got to turn in that picture.
Why does somebody have to turn in that picture? We've seen. Hold on. We've seen.
Why do we want to see two Boy Scouts go at each other?
Nah. Hold on. We've seen Shawn Taker both babyface at WrestleMania. We've seen Rock Hogan both babyfaces at WrestleMania. We have. Well, I'm just being real.
Because
why can't John and Cody do it?
But Dave, we all know the Undertaker's not your typical babyface.
Right, that don't count.
He's different.
What about Hogan Rock? What about Cena Rock?
But again, you're talking about cool baby faces. These are Boy Scouts. Why do we want to see two Boy Scouts go at each other?
Yeah, the Rock is the Shawn and Undertaker thing. Shawn was a soft heel because Shawn costed the Undertaker
that's true,
right? Match, and then with the Rock and Cena, the Rock was if anyone was considered the heel in that situation, it had to be the Rock because the Rock was talking hella shit about John Cena.
Hella stuff, and we all know he's like the Fonz, man. He's not the same type of babyface as everybody else.
Right? Yeah, but y'all are playing with me a little bit. Y'all know ultimately they were both shared entities. They were both beloved. I think Cody and Cena have it in them, man.
Bro, Cody even said it on a segment recently. I wanted the John Cena schedule. He's a Boy Scout the same way as Cena. Why do we want to see two of the same people go at each other?
Because we haven't seen it before. It would be a great match, and it could be a passing of the torch if you want it to be.
They're gonna boo Cody Rhodes then.
No.
Oh yes, because Cody is going to prevent.
There's no burn Cody Rhodes right now.
Cody will prevent John Cena from breaking the record. I think the fans will turn on him ASAP. Oh yeah.
But think about it. After WrestleMania, we still got a year left. That won't be his last shot. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, come on. He wins the backlash. Nobody care about that backlash.
He's not getting multiple. Hey, come on now.
He might get one though. He might get 17 actually. Now I'm sorry.
He's gonna get 17.
I don't see it.
Kai, let me throw this at you. You don't get the feeling that WWE wants to wipe Ric Flair's name from having to be that guy that they mentioned with their record. You don't think, I'm thinking 20, 30, 50 years from now, you don't think they want to be able to say, the greatest of all time, John Cena, nobody has beaten 17th yet. You don't think they would, Ric Flair, who's always wilding, who's always doing something crazy, who beyond drugs. I'm not bashing Flair. I love Flair, but his name isn't as clean as Cena's brand. You don't get the feeling that they would want that?
I mean, TKO might, but Triple H ain't going with that.
Exactly. I was just about to say that. So, I was just about to say that.
We want Randy to be better than him.
TKO could overrule Triple H.
They could, but don't forget the Rock is on that tape. Like, nah, Triple H right. Let's respect.
Exactly.
Hold on, the Rock ain't gonna say Triple H is right.
Yes, he is. He's taking it. Rock don't even like John Cena.
Right. Oh, come on, man.
He don't even like John Cena.
Yeah, I don't want my mans to shine, man. I understand.
I wouldn't mind. You know what? I made a hot take a very, very long time ago. Early on, when I was making videos. I think Charlotte Flair gonna break that shit. Mark my words.
Yeah, but it'll mean less. Respectfully, I love Charlotte Flair.
Yeah, it means less.
It's gonna happen though. Watch.
I love Charlotte Flair. I miss Charlotte Flair actually, but it'll mean a lot less. Not because she's a woman, but because Charlotte Flair stat padded a lot of those reigns, man.
And not just that, Dave. The women's division is not as deep.
Yeah.
That too.
It's not as deep with talent.
But I would love to see a Charlotte Flair Bianca Belair at WrestleMania. If we could get that, I think that would be crazy.
I think they're going to feed. I think they're going to take a chance with Jade Cargill.
Charlotte and Jade.
I think they're going to take it. I think Charlotte could do enough to make her look good enough.
Charlotte could make her look incredible. Yeah. I like that. I like that idea. I hope they do that.
I gotta ask this though, really quickly, Dave. Before I know you're running down on your time and everything, but we gotta take it to the barbershop really quick. Kai, you gotta give me your top 5 all time.
Shit. Man, this changes all the time, but my top two always stay the same for me. Number five, man. Number five. It changed up a lot, but I'm gonna go with Kurt Angle. I think Kurt Angle do not get enough credit, and he wasn't even in my top five at first. People always say Stone Cold Rock. Not only is Kurt Angle a better wrestler than him, but you can argue Kurt Angle has had more iconic segments, whether it be comedy, especially comedy, more so than Stone Cold for sure. Except for Austin 316. But The Rock, he might not be fucking with The Rock with segments, but Kurt Angle, comedy, serious, whatever the case may be, and what he did outside of WWE. TNA, Kurt Angle made me watch TNA. That's
a fact.
Then I'm gonna go Rock. Because at the end of the day, people say what they want. Even when The Rock come back, don't say nothing, and it's still the most iconic, most aura you ever seen. So I'll give it to The Rock off the humble. And you can't say, well, he didn't have as many championships as such and such. Well, I mean, black dude coming up wrestling, they wasn't identifying him as a Samoan, so he couldn't get all the belts at that moment. They identify him as Samoan now, but he was a black dude before.
Mm-hmm.
Then number three, like I said, it always changes. I didn't say this before, but you know what? I'm gonna give it to him. I'm gonna give John Cena his credit.
Yeah.
People give Hulk Hogan a lot of credit. He helped the business. Hulk Hogan is ass. His finisher was a leg drop.
What type of finisher is that?
Hogan come on, man.
John Cena will wrestle circles around Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
It's the 80s, man. It's the 80s, man.
Macho Man Randy Savage was wrestling.
That's a good point. Macho Man wrestled circles around people.
He wasn't on as much steroids, though.
He was wrestling circles around Hulk Hogan. He was doing that shit with his weak ass gear. Number two, this is the one people hate for me, but it's just my opinion. I think Chris Jericho has one of the most
wow.
Oh my goodness.
I think Chris Jericho is really treated with a lot of disrespect. First undisputed champion, beat Stone Cold and The Rock. Just became the Nueve champion. Been a champion in every promotion. Only other people that can say stuff like that was Abatu is going to be Christian and Bobby Lashley. Those are going to be the only other people that can say that. So, and Chris Jericho, that debut, he went toe-to-toe with The Rock in a promo battle on his debut.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Things I've ever seen.
Yes, he did.
Chris Jericho, and I like Fozzy. So Chris Jericho is my number two, and number one, easy. Shawn Michaels, easy, bro. I'm sorry. I love Shawn Michaels, bro, because he was one of them dudes. I'll give it to Bret Hart, too, but Shawn Michaels, to me, is better than him. That came up during a Vince McMahon era with the sweaty men, and he was the sweaty, big, buff, steroid men, and he still got over it. Doing drugs, he was getting over no matter what. Being an asshole, being a nuisance. But he was so talented that Vince McMahon
they had to put up with it.
Yeah, you referee, you can't wrestle tonight. He was as fucked up as Jeff Hardy was when he wrestled in TNA, and he was still on TV doing promos, bro. Come on now. And then when Shawn Michaels got sober, he had a second prime and was still having amazing matches with two amazing matches with The Undertaker in a row and Shelton Benjamin. That's the first match I watched from Shelton Benjamin. I was like, oh shit. Mm-hmm. So Shawn Michaels. And now he's one of the best bookers. So Shawn Michaels for sure.
So you got Shawn, Jericho, Cena, Kurt. And who's the fifth?
I forgot. No, Kurt was 5. Rock is 4.
Okay. I like the list.
Next time he comes back, we're gonna have to go at it though. Yeah, how you gonna leave my man Austin off your list?
Because I feel like he didn't have a very it's not his fault, obviously.
He didn't have a long career, right?
Right. I think he would have done a lot more. He would have been a multi-time champion. The stuff with Triple H ain't work, and I honestly, for number 6, it will be between Austin and Triple H. I think Triple H is also very underrated for his career, not even the accomplishments.
He's in my turn.
He had every theme song he had was the best theme song.
Real talk.
Yeah.
Underrated comedy wise, Triple H is funny as hell, and just behind the scenes with the business. Triple H is the reason why Evolution became successful. Triple H NXT is, I don't care what nobody say. People look back at it like now and say Shawn Michaels the best. Black and Gold NXT is probably the best years of wrestling I've ever watched in my life, ever.
Nice.
So, Triple H is for sure got to be number 6. If not, then I'll give it to Stone Cold.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, I say this all the time about Stone Cold, and I do have him in my top 5. But if you really analyze his career closely, because of his neck injury, he really had 2 hot, really full years that he could impact it. He has a very unique career. He probably has the hottest peak, but he didn't get to